Hello, welcome to Pocket Japanese, Beginner's Japanese Lessons. Today we're going to go over the third word list. You can't pick and choose what words you want to learn. If you want to be fluent, you gotta learn all the words. Okay, so basically I'm going to show you the word list and then we're going to go through them and quiz you on them. So let's go. Firstly, we have Ohayo gozaimasu. You might have heard this one, especially if you watch any TV. It's quite common. It's a greeting, good morning. If you wanted to say it casually, if you've ever watched TV and you've heard this, you might hear Ohayo, Ohayo, Ohayo. The gozaimasu on the end just kind of makes it a bit more formal.
おはようございます。
Ohayo gozaimasu. Next we have konnichiwa. Remember there is a double N sound in there, so konnichiwa. It's not konnichiwa or something like that. Konnichiwa. This, if you watched my topic particle lesson, you might remember that I say there is a few exceptions to where the ha hiragana might make a wa sound, and this was one of them. If you haven't watched that lesson, I definitely recommend you go into it. You go over it just very, very quickly. So, konnichiwa, good day. It kind of, a lot of people translate it to hello. It's just a general greeting, but good day is perfect.
こんにちは。
Konnichiwa. Konbanwa.
こんばんは。
Konbanwa is like konnichiwa in that the ending has a wa on, it has the ha hiragana, but it makes a wa sound. Good evening.
おやすみなさい。
Oyasumi nasai, exactly as it says, it means good night. With this one, it's kind of like ohayo gozaimasu, where you can drop the nasai if you're talking casually. If you're talking to a friend, someone you know really, really well, not your boss, not anyone of higher status than you can say oyasumi. Sayonara. You do not know how many students I've had in their first few lessons that say, I knew sayonara, but I did not know what language it came from. I think I had someone say it's Spanish a few weeks ago. No, it's Japanese, it's goodbye. I would say it's quite a formal goodbye. You don't really hear it that often. If you're talking to your friends or something, you're more likely to say something like, ja mata ne, or ja mata ashita. I don't know. But sayonara is the typical goodbye.
ありがとうございます。
Arigato gozaimasu. This is another one where we can drop the ending if we are talking to friends. However, we need to learn it formally because you're not always going to be talking to friends. And you might want this this is a useful one. This is a very useful one. Learn it with the gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you. Hajimemashite.
はじめまして。
Hajimemashite. This is nice to meet you. You'll often hear it with the next one, which is please treat me well. Hajimeru literally means to start. It's the verb to start. So it's literally nice beginnings kind of thing. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu is the second part of this. You'll either literally hear them together. Some people say hajimemashite, yoroshiku onegai shimasu, nice to meet you, please treat me well. Others might introduce themselves in between and then at the end of the greeting say yoroshiku onegai shimasu. This please treat me well, that's kind of the general translation for it. However, it's more just a general greeting that you say when you first meet someone. It's kind of just like an additional nice to meet you. You will hear this a lot, like especially in shows when people are being introduced for the first time. It's just a respectful greeting on your first meeting. You can't use this like if you've already met them before. This is like a first meeting. Hajimemashite, yoroshiku onegai shimasu. I remember back when I was studying for the first time, I think I said this about 1,000,000 times to like be able to say it because it is a bit of a tongue twister, especially if you're new to this. I literally just sat there like hajimemashite, yoroshiku onegai shimasu. This is also one I recommend just kind of like breaking it up a tiny bit to get used to it. Ka, the question marker, we'll get onto that in a moment, but it's literally a question mark. Genki, well, to be well. Let's actually listen to these.
はじめまして。よろしくお願いします。か。元気。
Genki. Cool, yeah, it just means well. For genki, you'll hear it a lot in the greeting like, are you well? Or genki desu ka? We'll go on to that soon in the actual lesson. But genki means to be well. It can also be like to be full of energy kind of thing, to just be generally lifeful, full of life, lifeful. Tango means word. I just throw some of these on because they're more class vocabulary. I want to use them on my actual website for like vocab list. So we have tango risuto. Risuto is English word for list. It's written in katakana there because it comes from the English word for list.
単語、
Tango
リスト、
risuto.
スタート、
Starto. I use that on my website too for buttons. Start. This is the English version. They have a Japanese word for start as well. However, on a game, it's pretty common to see starto for start rather than like hajimeru or something like that to begin. Mo ichido.
もう一度、
Mo ichido. This one means one more time. So oftentimes, if you're in a class, your teacher might teach you to say this. Mo ichido yukuri kudasai. Please say it again slowly. It's a very common phrase. We just need it for the website. Tatoeba. This is
例えば、
This is my choice to put this one in super early. It's like one of my favorite words. It means, for example. I just think it's such a useful word. Maybe not for you right at this moment, but when you get onto even just doing verbs, and it takes us quite a while to get onto verbs because I want to make sure we have a really good understanding of sentence structure before we go on to verbs. However, this is just like such a useful word. For example, I don't know why this is on the wrong thing, on the wrong line, but I will fix that soon.
例文、
Reben means example sentence, again, for the website. Okay, now we're going to go over all the words one more time, and then I'm going to quiz you on them. Let's go. Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. Konnichiwa. Good day. Konbanwa. Good evening. Oyasumi nasai. Good night. Sayonara. Goodbye. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Hajimemashite. Nice to meet you. Genki. Well. Tango. Word/vocab. Sutato. Start. Mo ichido. Once more. Tatoeba. For example. Reibun. Example sentence. Now you'll have 3 seconds to guess the English of each word. If you need longer, feel free to pause and then I'll reveal the answer. Let's go. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Good day. Oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi nasai. Good night. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Konbanwa. Konbanwa. Good evening. Sayonara. Sayonara. Goodbye. Genki. Genki. Well. Hajimemashite. Hajimemashite. Nice to meet you. Tango. Tango. Word/vocab. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Please treat me well. Tatoeba. Tatoeba. For example. Mo ichido. Mo ichido. Once more. Risuto. Risuto. List. Reibun. Reibun. Example sentence. Sutato. 스타트, start. Okay, that's it for the vocab part of this lesson. Whenever you're ready, you can check out the grammar section. And thank you so much for watching. And if you like my videos, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. It really, really helps.